Shame on you. That's terrible.
How dare you accuse me of this?
Oh, so there's some...
I didn't do it!
There's some anger now, huh?
I told you from the beginning I didn't do it!
Is that how you feel against him?
I didn't know I was there that long.
It doesn't matter if you know if you're
But
there
that's what
or
I'm
not.
saying. I don't remember being there that long. I didn't know I left.
Okay, so is it possible you did it and you don't remember?
Yes, sir. It is very possible.
On the morning of August 7th, 2023, Yoko Willette came downstairs and found her son's body in the bedroom, headless, wrapped in white blankets, soaking in chemicals that filled the room with a gas so strong that officers could smell it from the front door. The dogs were locked outside. The garage doors were partially open. Jonathan James Willette was 46 years old, a handyman, self-employed, word of mouth, 2 American flags on his truck. He owed his mother $200 in back rent. He was talking about filing for bankruptcy, but he had 2 daughters he adored, and he had physical custody of both of them. The last time anyone had seen Jonathan alive was the night before. He had spent the entire day with his ex-wife, Devyn Michaels, shopping, school supplies for the girls, back and forth between 2 houses, loading up his truck. He had announced he was moving in with Devyn, not in stages, not slowly, right now. His tools, his DVDs, his guns, all of it. And later that night, he had reportedly told his daughters they were going to be flower girls at a wedding, his wedding, to their mother. He had proposed to Devyn Michaels on the very day he was killed. To understand how any of that is even possible, you need to understand who these people are to each other. Devyn Michaels was Jonathan's ex-wife. They married in 2012, divorced in 2018, and shared 2 daughters. After the divorce, Devyn began a relationship with Devyn Willette, Jonathan's own son from a previous relationship, his son, her ex-stepson. She eventually married him, quietly, at the Flamingo Chapel in Las Vegas, 1 witness and a coupon for the ceremony, in what she would later describe to detectives as a marriage of convenience. Jonathan found out. He was furious at first, but over time he accepted it. He started spending time with Devyn again for the girls, shopping trips, picnics, 4th of July fireworks. By the summer of 2023, however, something had shifted. A CPS case had resulted in Jonathan being awarded physical custody of the daughters. Devyn's access had been reduced to supervised visits, only through therapy sessions that Jonathan kept failing to schedule. 2 days before the murder, August 5th, 2023, Devyn appeared in court on a child abuse charge connected to that case. She pled guilty, she walked out on probation, and 48 hours later, the man who controlled her access to her own children was dead. When detectives arrived at Devyn's home that morning, they found something before they even knocked on the door. Jonathan's cell phone, sitting in the driveway. Cracked screen. A dark stain across the glass that appeared to be blood. Devyn came out and spoke with them. Calm, cooperative, a worried ex-wife who couldn't understand why Jonathan wasn't answering her messages. She said she had been texting him all morning because it was the first day of school and he was supposed to help her get the girls registered. The first conversation, recorded audio only, no cameras, is the version of events Devyn had clearly been rehearsing. She describes August 6th in smooth, easy detail. The shopping, the school supplies, the gas station runs, Jonathan cooking dinner after they got back, cleaning up the bottles. She mentions stopping at the CVS on Cheyenne on the way home to pick up her daughter's prescription and notes she has the receipt. When she left, she says, Jonathan was in the garage, alive, in his boxer shorts. Everything was fine. And then, without being asked, she mentions something that should have stopped the entire conversation cold.
We had just taken the cameras down.
Who did?
John and I, we had just taken the cameras down. They're at my house.
The ones, they were cameras off on the
Yes, sir.
the house? When did those go down?
Last night, we just brought them over.
Oh, you just took them off last night.
Yes, sir.
There's no cameras left on there at all?
The security cameras at Jonathan's house, taken down the night he was murdered. The entire DVR system, the device that would have recorded everything that happened inside and around that house, is now sitting in a red bag in her garage. She volunteers this without being asked, as though removing a dead man's surveillance system on the night of his death is simply something that needed to be done. When detectives execute a search warrant on her home later that same day, they find Jonathan's current driver's license, his social security card, his EBT cards, his wallet, his truck keys, all wrapped in multiple plastic bags, tied 8 separate times and hidden inside her underwear drawer. Meanwhile, Jonathan's blood-stained phone left Palo Duro Drive at 2:04 in the morning and arrived at her home at 2:45 a.m. Someone drove it there, and it wasn't Jonathan Willette. Devyn Michaels had given multiple statements in the days following the murder. She had also taken a polygraph and failed it. The examiner noted a significant reaction when she was asked whether she had participated in Jonathan's death. On August 15th, 8 days after the body was found, she was placed under arrest and brought to the Henderson Police Department for a formal video-recorded interrogation. Detectives Bellino and Christopher move her handcuffs to the front. She declines water. She sits down, and she is ready to talk.
It is August 15th, 2023. It is 6:54 p.m. We met once before. Obviously, you don't remember, but I'm Detective Lionel. It's my partner, Detective Christopher. Earlier today, you were advised what your rights are. I'm just going to advise you again, just so you fully understand that. All right? You do have the right to remain silent. If you give up that right, anything you say can will be used against you in a court of law. You understand all that? Okay. So there's been, you've given a handful of different statements and a handful of different stories along the way, and that's just what we're trying to clear up some. Okay? You understand that? So do you want to start from on the 6th? You were hanging out with John and doing some shopping? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Describe that day to me, the Cliff Note version.
Simple day.
Okay.
Went shopping, got girls' school supplies, clothes, groceries. That was it. It was a very easy, pleasant day for the most part.
Okay. And then at night, John is moving in with you?
John was moving the girls' stuff to my house. It wasn't until he had actually moved everything over until I realized he was moving some of his things over.
Okay.
John had been telling me he was going to move, but that had been months of going back and forth that he hadn't actually moved anything, so I didn't put any stock into it. So when he moved some of his things over, that's when I realized he was actually moving his things. Yes, I remember talking to John about it. Yes, I remember talking to other people about it. But until that moment, it really wasn't something that was going to take place.
Okay.
Because at one point, a few times, he said he wasn't going to move. And it had happened more than one time, so I just took it as it was.
Okay. So you said earlier that you're, shopping. You ride with him over to drop off a last load for the night?
Yes.
Okay.
He assisted me take his truck.
Okay. And you rode with him?
We rode with him all day long.
Okay.
He wanted to take his truck because the trailer has his information on it, and he said it's free advertising.
Okay. Was the trailer loaded as well, or just the truck?
And at that time, the trailer was loaded later on that evening by John and John alone.
Okay. And did that make its way over to your house?
Yes. And that's when I found out what he had actually loaded up. It was supposed to have been the girls' things, a bunk bed, dressers, some clothes, and it turned out to be a lot more than that.
So far, an ordinary woman, describing an ordinary day, but Detective Bellino is about to ask about something she mentioned in an earlier statement, the moment in the bedroom. And when he does, the version of events she offers is so compressed, so matter-of-fact, that it almost slips past you if you aren't paying close attention.
Okay. Early you described something to our partner that he wanted some sort of encounter with you?
And that wasn't gonna happen. I hit him. He was not dead.
Okay.
That's when Yoko came down. I spoke with her. And like I said, afterwards I left.
Okay. Have you recently had a relationship with him?
Recently,
Well, in the past month. Obviously he's moving back in, you two are speaking. Have
he's
you
asked me for favors, yes, but no, we have not, no.
You two moving in together, was there a expectation that you were going to be in a relationship together? Or
I'm sure he expected it, but he's quite aware that I am not able to do anything. I was not trying to have sex with him.
okay. And then from there, what happens?
I gave him a back massage, off his back.
It's obviously you're quite a bit smaller than he is. How did you pop his back?
He was laying on the ground and pushed again, and on the fourth one, he breathes out and it's supposed to pop.
Okay, so you're straddling his lower back area or something like that, or standing up or something?
Standing up, yes.
Okay, and you're just pushing us back, he breathes out. Okay, and where was that at? In the bedroom or
On the floor of his room, yes.
I'm sorry, what?
On the floor of his room.
The floor of his room? Okay. And then from there, what happens?
He went to go smoke again and came back in and was laying on his bed and he had me rubbing his back. That's when I was rubbing his back, and that's when Yoko was coming down the stairs.
So you're rubbing, are you using anything? Like,
How is he positioned on the bed when you're rubbing his back?
Laying down on the bed.
But how though, is he up next to the headboard? Is he laying long ways? Is he laying opposite of the headboard?
He's laying more towards the bottom of the bed.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's have you draw the bed and show us, i.e. stick figure, how he's laying on the bed, if you don't mind.
This is the bed. He's laying like that.
where's the head of the bed?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna say that's the bed and this is the headboard, okay? So obviously, for headboard purposes, these would be pillows. This is where somebody would lay their head. So you drew a line across. Now, I don't want to put words in your mouth, so I want you to correct me if I say something that's wrong. He's laying across the bed, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Which side would be his head? This side, so closest to the edge of the bed, or your left, if I'm laying on it, the right side. So
There's like a wall and like a makeshift closet on this side here, right?
So I'm just gonna draw a circle for a head. Is that correct? So he was laying this way. Where exactly were you while you were giving him the back rub?
On this side.
So you were on the bed
Yes.
between the headboard and him?
Yes.
So I'm gonna draw an X for you. Does that sound about fair?
Yes.
Were you on top of him, kind of sitting on his butt or back rubbing, or were you on the side?
On this side.
On the side, okay.
Any lotions or oils or anything like that?
At that time, no.
Okay. I mean, just for this incident, did you introduce lotions or oils or anything like that later on?
No.
Okay, so we're only talking about this incident here, not in the past or anything else like that, okay? So this is going on, now what happens?
He's rubbing on me, and like I said, Yoko was coming down the stairs.
So in the house, There's stairs to go to the second floor, and then there's like we'll say kitchen dining.
The second story stairs.
Okay, so not stairs into we'll call it a makeshift John's bedroom. Not those couple little stairs there, but the stairs from upstairs down.
Yes.
Okay. And how do you know this?
Because I can hear her.
You hear when somebody walks up and down the stairs?
Yes.
Okay.
How do you know it's her and not the stepfather?
I didn't. It's just usually when I've been there before, it was always Yoko, so I just
Okay, and just to clarify noise, what noise do you hear?
footsteps.
Footsteps. Okay.
Have you ever lived in this house?
No, but I've been there.
Okay. So John and Andrea have been together for 5-6 years or so. Have you been at this house during that time, before or after?
Both.
Okay. So it's how long has John lived at this house? I know his parents have been there a long time.
Off and on for years.
Okay.
I don't know. And I met him when he was living there. When we separated, he moved back.
Okay. All right. So you're giving the massage. He's face down.
Yes.
You said he's rubbing on you?
Yes. He's rubbing on my thighs.
Okay. How's he doing that? Like,
Yes.
Was
Just like
it-
that, with trying to reach backwards.
Is he saying anything to you?
No, just he was saying it feels good and he's happy.
And are you replying to any of that? Are you saying anything to him?
No, we just kept rubbing his back.
Okay.
I didn't talk to him much.
Does he, what is he wearing at that time?
He had his boxer shorts on at the time.
What color were his boxer shorts?
Either black or a darker color.
Darker color? Okay, so nothing else but just boxers?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
what's on the bed? Comforters or anything like that you know?
Like just blankets.
Blankets? Do you know what the blankets look like?
Just white blankets, I believe.
White blankets? Okay. Is his head resting on the bed, or is it off a little bit?
On.
It's on the bed, okay.
Yes, he was sitting on the bed.
So it's, obviously if he's talking to you and stuff like that, his face isn't in the bed, it's gotta be tilted one way or another? Okay. He's rubbing on you, is this making you upset or uncomfortable or something?
Eventually it did bother me
Okay.
What bothers you about it?
that he's still pursuing, even though maybe kisses me, I turn away and everything like that, and he was still trying to do something.
But you're still giving him a back rub, correct?
Because I know he has my girls, and I know if I don't kind of keep him happy to a point, he maybe can keep him away from me, which he has done him before,
You love your girls, don't you?
very much so.
With all your heart?
Yes, not enough to murder, sir.
I didn't say that. I'm just asking you that you love them with all your heart. That has nothing to do with murder.
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay.
The detective had simply asked whether she loves her daughters. She said yes, with all her heart. And then, without a pause, without any prompting, she added, "And enough to murder, sir." The detective said he hadn't mentioned murder. She acknowledged that, said she was just clarifying, and moved right along. Now the detective needs her to walk through exactly what happened in that bedroom, and she is going to oblige, in extraordinary detail, right up until the moment she can no longer remember a single thing.
So, you didn't want to be with John, but you wanted the family back so you can get your girls back.
I didn't
Right.
want to be in a physical relationship with John. Me hanging out with John was fine. We got along well enough for that. Like, we went on picnics together, we did all of the shopping together, we watched movies together. We got along just fine for that.
Okay.
But you mentioned that he could keep your kids from you. How could he do that?
Because he had the physical custody of them. That's all. I had legal joint, but he had the physical custody. So like on Father's Day, he got mad at everyone and said, F this, go pack up the girl stuff, bring them back.
So ultimately, he had the upper hand on you,
So he's said, yes,
right?
that's what it seemed like.
He basically called the shots.
Sometimes, yes.
How'd that make you feel when it came to your daughters?
It made me feel that, okay, don't piss them off.
So, made you feel like you had no power, no say,
You know, I
Right.
just didn't argue with them.
because you don't want to make it worse.
It wasn't a worse situation, I just didn't argue with them.
Well, you just didn't want to, you didn't want him to keep your kids from you, right?
He wasn't keeping them from me, but he always kept trying to threaten that.
Okay.
Like,
So that was always an option he had.
he would threaten it, yeah, but it seemed like he wanted me to keep the girls because it made it easier for him to work. Because I had them so he could work.
Okay, so you discussed with, we'll call him Dev, because of your current husband. He was moving out, or what was the,
When we first talked about it, he made it clear he did not want to be in the same roof under with John.
okay,
Because nothing came to be, it wasn't really a conversation we had more than once. Like I said, John didn't actually take any actions towards it. So, yeah, if John was gonna move in, Devyn definitely said he would move out. But John had not moved in, so it wasn't
Okay.
our conversation.
okay. On the 9th, so 2 days after John was found dead, you get sentenced on the child abuse case, right? You said that there was nothing there, they closed the case out, but you just pled guilty?
I took a plea,
Okay.
because they said that when the police came, I asked them what this was about, and they said they just had some questions, and I said, am I being arrested for something? And I was told, no, we just have questions. So I answered all the questions they asked me. I was not read my rights or anything like that. Afterwards, they arrest me and file charges against me.
Okay.
So the report was based off what I had said. And that's where everything came from. I am not a murderer. I am not trying to make myself out to be anything other than what I am. Yes, I hit John.
Let's talk about that. He's laying here, got the massage, he's rubbing on you. You said at some point you feel uncomfortable?
Yeah, he was starting to get on my nerves because he kept grabbing on me. I'm like, I've already said no, stop touching me.
Okay. Then what happens?
I hit him, he stopped touching me.
What'd you hit him with?
Some staff thing that was on the fireplace.
Okay, so the fireplace in the same room?
Yes.
So he's laying on the bed,
Mm-hmm.
you get off the bed,
Mm-hmm.
walk over to the fireplace.
Mhm.
What do you grab?
The staff,
The what, I'm sorry?
I don't know what it's called, it's something.
Describe it.
It looks like a candle holder type thing.
A candle holder?
I don't know, it was square, it was, I can't make the shape, but I don't know how to describe it.
Okay,
So, hold on, so is it, how long is it? Are we talking short?
No. Shorter than that.
Shorter than that?
A little bit, about this wide, the inside of this.
the width of your chair.
Yeah, the
Okay.
inside.
How thick? Okay,
Something
so
small. And I
about
just,
like that?
yeah, something
And
small.
same thickness throughout the length of it,
For
is
the
that
most
correct?
part, it just had like a square thing at the top and square thing at the bottom.
Okay, so was it a candle holder or something that you put on the ground and the candle sits on? Is
Yeah,
that,
something, that's what it looked like, yeah.
okay. And what color was it?
Dark wooden color.
Like a black, or was it like a dark brown or a black? Did it have like a black coating on it?
I would say maybe a black color.
Okay.
A dark-colored, square object, like a candle stand, grabbed in near-pitch darkness, swung once with her right hand around the ear as hard as she could. He went completely still, but she says he was breathing. She checked his chest. She could see it rising and falling even in the dark. She did not call 911. She did not turn on a light. She stayed nearby, she says, just to make sure he was okay. And then, she says, she left. But the GPS data from her Nissan Armada and the phone records tell a completely different story. Devyn Michaels did not leave that house until 2:04 in the morning, and for 1 hour and 4 minutes before she left, her phone data shows continuous activity, minute by minute, in or around that bedroom. 1 hour and 4 minutes she has no memory of, the only gap in an otherwise perfectly detailed account of the entire night.
You did.
Well, I know you got out of there, so let's try again. Okay, this shit's about to get real, okay? I'm gonna explain something to you. There's about 40 years of law enforcement experience in this room right now, and that it doesn't include you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, don't play the what's going on, okay?
I'm not, sir.
Okay, well, I'm just being direct with you. All right? We're talking about your father's kid, or the father to your children is no longer here. And you are the last person that was with him. You were the last person to use force on him. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So the shit's getting real. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to you, but the games are over. And you should look at that picture, because that's the last position you saw him in. And that's the position we saw him in when we went to that house. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So cut the shit, and let's get down to the nitty-gritty and start answering some questions for us. Don't tell us the same bullshit that you tell Detective Ozawa. You have your rest of your life ahead of you right now. You have a big decision to make right now. A huge decision that could ultimately affect your 2 little girls. The whole time that we've been sitting here having this conversation with you, you've had this defeated look. This can go one or two ways. When we write this report, we're going to say Devyn was non-remorseful, not even emotional.
Sir, I am.
You don't have to call me sir, all right? We're beyond that, all right?
I don't know your name.
It's Rick Christopher, okay? My apologies, because I assumed that he introduced myself even though I wasn't in the room, all right? So as we move forward, my question to you before we even get into details is, if there's no light in that room, you described something to me that you picked up. So that means one thing. When you left, you took it with you, or you hid it. You saw it in light. So somehow there came light, and you saw the object. Because we know it was not on the bed, and we know it was not on the floor. So that's the stuff that I'm talking about. Does that make sense?
Okay, so John is right here. You hit him. He lays there. You go out. Now we have an hour where you just don't remember what happened. What did you go back in that room and do? Cleaning up the dishes in his room?
That's what I was doing when I gave everything to Yoko, yes.
No, after Yoko.
No, I was just cleaning
What were you cleaning?
the dishes and everything.
Stop.
What's everything?
Just cleaning.
What were you cleaning?
I was literally just cleaning up the area. When I left, when I hit him, he was breathing. I didn't,
How do you know he was breathing?
because you could tell when a person was breathing.
Okay,
The chest goes up and down.
okay.
You said it was dark though.
You could still know when someone's breathing.
In the dark?
It's not pitch dark, but yeah, it's not.
So you can't see an area on his head because it's so dark, but you can see his chest moving? You
No,
can't see what you grab off the shelf because it's so dark when you walk over, but now you can see him breathing?
Yeah, you could see some person breathing. Your eyes can adjust.
Oh, well then your eyes should have adjusted before all of this then too.
I just don't know the exact spot. You
Okay,
asked me and I said, I'm not positive.
So right hand or left hand did you use?
Right, sir. You
Right.
asked me that already.
Okay, well, I'm just trying to clarify so I don't say anything that's wrong.
No, and I already said I feel horrible about it, but I didn't murder John.
Why did you hit him? To inflict pain on him?
To get him to leave me alone.
Okay, you got up and walked away. Why didn't you get up and walk out? He could have left you alone that way, right?
He wasn't gonna leave me
Why do you say that?
because I know him.
Okay,
you got up, walked over there, and walked back, and he never said anything to you, or you attempted to get off the bed, right?
It wasn't like that.
What was it like? What was it like? So, you mean to tell us, you hit him in the head, right here, where you're showing this, and he doesn't move from there?
Right, but I didn't take off because I wanted to make sure he was breathing.
Okay, so you hang around for an hour and 4
Not
minutes.
an hour. I did not know I was there that long.
Okay, it doesn't matter if you know it or not, you were there.
Okay.
You were there for an hour and 4 minutes, hanging around with somebody that you just hit in the head to make sure that they're doing okay? Do you ever call an ambulance or anything?
No,
Do you go over physically touch him or check on him or anything?
yes, I did touch him.
did he say anything to you?
No,
Why?
because he was unconscious
Did you ever bring your medical aid?
to a breathing person.
Who is unconscious? From blunt force to the head. Don't look at me like it was a stupid question because it's a valid question.
No, sir.
Did you roll him from his back to his front at all?
No.
How did you check on him?
I just felt him and I felt he was breathing. I
Okay.
put my hands on him and he was breathing, so I was like, okay, he's all right.
Okay, so you're hanging out in this room for an hour?
No.
No, you are. Unless you're running around, going back in inside and outside, whatever, but that's what you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay, so describe to me what you're doing during this time, and don't say cleaning.
I don't know. I just kept moving around. I just kept moving.
Just kept moving around.
Is it because you were in a panic?
A little bit, yes.
Understandable. Now we're talking. Okay, why are you in a panic?
Because I was afraid that I actually did hurt him and I didn't want to hurt him like that.
Okay.
She stayed in or around that room for over an hour with a man she had just struck in the head, a man who was, by her own account, unconscious and completely unresponsive, and she never once reached for a phone to call for help. She was panicking, she says. She was cleaning. She was just moving around. And when she finally left at 2:04 in the morning, Jonathan's phone left with her. At 2:45 a.m., both phones, hers and Jonathan's, arrive at her home in northwest Las Vegas, together. His phone, covered in blood, sitting in her driveway, which her daughters will find the next morning and hand to detectives while Devyn stands nearby saying she has absolutely no idea how it got there. And then there is the question of what else left Palo Duro Drive that night. Yoko Willette later told investigators her meat cleaver was missing from the kitchen. Prosecutors believe it, along with the mechanically powered saw, was used in the decapitation. The meat cleaver was never found. The blunt object from the fireplace was never found. And Jonathan Willette's head was never found. Prosecutors say it went into the garbage. The sanitation trucks had already run. The detectives have heard enough of her story. They stop asking questions. They reach into a folder. They place a photograph on the table between them. Jonathan Willette's body, in the exact position, in the exact spot she described. The same white blankets. No head. And they watch her face.
He was laying here, you hit him in the head. You don't know what you do for an hour and 4 minutes, you leave, he's found in the exact same spot, dead, and you'd be like, oh, I don't know?
No, but the hitting him didn't feel real. Like, I don't...
I understand. So you're not in the right frame of mind, maybe because your medications, that will make it feel like it's not real.
No, everything, like, all of this feels like a nightmare, like a dream. Like, I remember being with him and us talking and everything like that, but the actual It does not feel real. I don't feel I was there that long. I remember being there, Yoko, pharmacy, home. I thought I was home at like 2 something. You guys are saying it was,
2:42.
yeah, I promise you.
Okay, so what do you do that night after you get home?
I got home, I got a shower, I went to bed.
No, you didn't. How long did you sleep for?
About 2 hours.
Because you get home at 2:42, you're texting John's phone saying, oh, I can't find this, or where's this? And then like, remember, we took your phone, we took his phones, we did all these downloads. I've read text messages between you, Dev, everyone else,
Yeah,
things
I
like
slept
that.
About 2 hours.
Okay, it was, if you got home and showered and then went to bed, that'd be about 1 hour that you would have been able to sleep and wake up and start looking, if that. So it doesn't look like you slept at all that night.
I said about 2 hours, so I'm not severely off, but you guys are telling me I'm there for a long time, and I know for a fact that's not what is.
Yes, that is exactly. You can say, I don't think I was there that long, and I don't remember.
I don't remember, and in my recollection, it was not like that. I remember talking to Yoko, giving her the keys, picking up my stuff, and walking out the door. I picked up one more thing and left. I do not remember any of this. They told me, they asked me, where's his head? And until then, I didn't know anything about that. They're like, well, didn't Devyn tell you? No, Devyn didn't tell me anything about that. Well, did he leave that night? No, I don't remember Devyn leaving, but I don't remember anything. I just remember going home and everything. I don't remember.
Okay.
Remember the driving to the damn pharmacy. I just remember being at the pharmacy.
Okay, they told you he was decapitated.
They
He
told
had
me
his
that
head cut
today.
off.
They told me
Yes.
that
And they
today.
said you did not even blink.
Because it doesn't sound believable. Who does that?
I don't know, you tell us. Everything you're saying does not make sense. I was here, I did this. Do you think anybody's gonna believe I hit him in the head and I left? I took his, how did, when did he give you that wallet that you claimed it was given to you earlier?
The same time he gave me the social security cards.
And when was that?
Around the time he was eating.
So at night,
Yes.
okay, he has one key to the truck.
I didn't know that.
Okay, so why would he give you the one key to his truck when he's supposed to be over there in 2 hours? And his wallet? Yeah, because he was supposed to come over with you in the morning, take the kids to the,
In the morning. And the only thing I was thinking is maybe because I was supposed to put him up so he wouldn't be drinking and driving. Because that was a big thing. He was always drinking and driving. I kept telling him to stop.
So how was he supposed to get to your house then and meet up with the
I don't
kids?
think I was supposed to take them. I know I was supposed to take the social security card, but the other stuff I don't think I was supposed to take. In hindsight, I think I was just supposed to put him away so he would not drink and drive.
Why were they in your underwear drawer wrapped up in a million bags?
Because when he gave them to me, I didn't realize what I was taking and I just put them away and said, keep them safe. And
That's
what
not
I did.
normal.
you just said, when he gave them to me, you're like, I don't think I was supposed to take these.
No, I said in hindsight. I literally said in hindsight, I don't think I was supposed to take those. The social security card he gave me, the other cards he gave me, you could see that on the surveillance camera. He hands me the card, but those ones, I don't think I was supposed to take them out of the house. I think I was just supposed to put them up, and then in the morning, he was supposed to go and get them. That's what I said. In hindsight, I don't think I was supposed to take them.
But why did you wrap them up in bags and hide them in your dresser drawer?
I wrapped them up. I don't think I was supposed to bring those with me.
You're not answering my question. Why were they wrapped up in plastic bags and put in your underwear
I had
drawer?
wrapped them up right then and there in front of him.
Why didn't you just put them on your dresser?
One tied, another tied, another tied. It wasn't like one tied. It was repeatedly wrapped over and over. This was a thoughtful process. To put them in there, tie it up, put it in another bag, tie it up.
Right, like I
8
said,
times.
I didn't realize what I had at the time, and he's saying keep them safe, so I'm wrapping everything up and I'm hiding it.
For what reason?
I don't know, he didn't say anything, he gave me this, he says keep it safe, it was the social security card.
The social security card was in your black backpack.
Right, I didn't even get a chance to put that away.
So you take that, put that in this not safe spot. The only thing that he asked you to keep safe, you keep in your backpack. But the stuff that you were not supposed to take, you wrapped up 8 times, 8 separate times in a bag, in bags, and then hid that?
No, do you not understand?
No, I don't.
When I got home, it was late. I showered, I went to bed. That was it. In the morning, I would have sorted through everything. I would have talked to John, and everything would have been figured out.
None of that makes sense. If you
None of
expect,
it makes any sense to me at all.
okay, if you expect anybody else, a jury, a judge, or the general public, to believe anything what you're saying,
No, because I don't understand any of it. You guys are asking me questions about what I did.
What does that look like to you?
I don't know.
You don't know? How about now?
I don't know. This is John?
Is that the position John was in when you last saw him?
Yeah, but he had his boxers on.
Okay, how did his boxers come off?
I don't know, he had his boxers on. His boxers were black boxer briefs.
Okay.
He had boxer briefs on.
That's what I'm talking about. This shit's getting real. Keep looking at that. Take another look at this. This is reality we're talking about. Think long and hard about your decisions on how you go forward and with explaining the bullshit that you're giving us right now.
It's not.
Nobody's going to believe you.
I understand.
Then tell us where the object is that you used to do this. Tell us where it's at.
I didn't do this.
Then who did?
I don't know.
Who did?
I don't know.
That's not good enough.
I don't know.
You did that.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Then prove it.
How do I prove that?
Because you were the last person to see him alive. And you were the last person with him. You did that. That's reality. Look at that picture. He's gone.
this is the exact spot where you left him. What do you think, people are gonna see this, and what do you think they're gonna think of you? Do you have anything to say? This has gotta be eating you up. Holding this in has just gotta be eating you alive. You have to be going nuts.
For the sake of your daughters, tell us where the weapon is at so we can recover it and there can be some closure for your 2 daughters when they grow up for the rest of their lives. You owe it to them. That is their father. You owe it to them.
She hasn't shed a single tear. She hasn't asked where the weapon came from or who could have done this. She has sat through photographs of a headless body and barely moved. Now the detectives stop appealing to her emotions and start dismantling her story piece by piece.
Stop. Don't even say it. Stop. It's not good enough. Tell me something that I can go research and know that you didn't do this. Give me some evidence that I can go and follow up with so I can help you in front of a jury of 6 or 12. Look at the photo. Your children will never see him again. Ever. And that's a choice that you decided. You decided for them.
It's not true.
That's the exact spot where you said he's at, right? You left him there. You hit him in the head. He's unconscious, not moving.
But there wasn't this much blood. When I left, he wasn't bleeding like that.
No, this is because it empties out after you cut his head off.
I didn't cut his head off.
Well,
Oh, you didn't?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Explain how this happens.
I don't know. I can't cut a person's head off.
But you can hit him with a stick. Is there a chance that that could have been a knife of some sort?
No.
Why? How do you know? It's dark. Doesn't make sense, does it? There is no doubt in my mind that you did that. You owe it to your girls to have closure. We want to know where the object is that you used to do this. Where is the object? Tell us where the object is at right now so we can start working closure for your daughters.
Tell you where this is at. I do not know. You can be angry with me. I cannot tell you that. I don't know. I don't know.
Do you expect anybody to believe that? Listen, just listen to that. Listen to exactly that, what you just said. I don't remember. I don't remember. I wasn't there that long. We can prove 100% you were there that long. You remember everything else. You remember going to CVS, getting your daughter's prescription, getting home. Oh, I showered. I started looking for school supplies. I started doing all this. I remember everything except the hour and 4 minutes after I cracked him in the head. His cell phone is at his house. You leave, drive back to your house. His cell phone now gets back to your house and has blood on it. It was not left at your house.
I don't remember this. I didn't do this.
Conveniently.
No,
Yes, conveniently.
no.
There's no possible chance that you would forget hitting somebody, cutting their head off, going to dispose of this.
Sir, doing that, hitting a person is one thing,
Yeah, it is.
but to do this is something completely different.
Believe me, I know.
That's why you're sitting here.
You've sat here this whole time and made these faces and stuff like that, not shed a single tear.
I've been crying all damn day.
Really.
Yes, I have.
Okay, because they said when they showed you and told you that he was decapitated, you didn't even blink.
They didn't show me he was decapitated.
No, we just
they
did.
told me.
We just
and
did.
I don't know how to feel about this. This is disgusting. It is utterly disgusting, and you're telling me I did it. No, I didn't do this.
You did do this. We're beyond that.
No.
Well, you can be in denial all you want. That's not going to help you. You can deny it all you want. But we've been doing this too long to explain to you. We're giving you an opportunity to save faith for you and the rest of your family. We're giving you that opportunity. But for you to sit here and deny that you did that, we're beyond that. We are so beyond that. There is no doubt in our mind that we can prove this in a court of law with a jury. You did this. However, you have an opportunity to save faith and have closure for your daughters to tell us where the weapon is. And don't sit here and say, I don't know. Where is the last place that you put it? Don't say I don't know. Because just like Detective Lionel said, is you were very descriptive up to and very descriptive afterwards. However, there's that hour or that window that you were with him, which you said you were in a panic. No shit you were in a panic. I would have been in a panic too. You remember what you did, so tell us what you did. I know it's weighing on you. I can see it all over your face. You're going to feel better once you get it off your chest. Nobody is here to pass judgment on you. Not a single person.
You haven't stopped staring at that picture since we put it
I'm
down.
praying, sir.
Okay?
And
And
that's what helps you.
I know whoever you're praying to is telling you to do the right thing and tell us what we're asking. Tell us the answer to it. You're going to feel better. I'm telling you right now. You're going to feel better. And you can start to have closure and you can start moving on. Because that is the right thing to do. And you know it's the right thing to do. I know you know that. I know you're a good person.
There has to be a reason why this happened. And if you could explain that, it'd be a lot better off for you.
Devyn, look at me. I know you're a good person.
Sir,
And listen, look at me. I know we can't change this. I know we can't. Nobody can. But you can do the right thing and close it the right way. You truly can. I know you can. You are a good person. Do the right thing.
Is this how you want your girls to remember you? Or do you want to have a reason and an explanation on why it happened? So why? Why did it have to happen like this? What led up to this? What caused you to do this? Did something escalate in this room, or is this from past, or what? But why did this happen?
It's okay to cry. It's okay to show emotion. It's gonna be okay. It truly is. It's gonna be okay. Do the right thing. You're a good person. Do the right thing. We're gonna get through this together. We're not against you, by no means. We're gonna get through this together, but you have to help us. You have to help us, allow you to help you. You're a good person, Devyn. I'm telling you, I know you are. You're not a monster. You're not a bad person. But you need to start doing the right thing right now. This is where you change things, you make things right.
This had to have a reason. You don't want your girls to remember you as this.
Let's take the reason out of it, okay, for right now, okay? Where is the object? Just tell us where the object is. That's all we're asking. Right now, let's take small steps.
I do not know.
Devyn, please.
I do.
I'm begging you. I'm trying to help you. I'm sincerely trying to help you. Don't go down that road. It's not fair to you or your kids.
I'm not trying to go down any roads, sir. You're not understanding.
No, I understand. I understand, but you're not allowing us to go through this together. You put up this wall and you're in denial. This is reality, as I said before. This is not going away. But you have an opportunity right now to make things right for yourself, to start moving in a right direction. You start to have an opportunity for closure for his parents, for your children.
Understand this.
Understand what?
I do not know where it is because I did not get it.
Lord, this is simply amazing. In my 22-year career, this is amazing to hear you sit here and say that.
22 years in this job, and the detective says it's simply amazing. He means it, because what he's looking at is a woman who just sat through photographs of her ex-husband's headless, chemically soaked body, maintained total composure through direct accusations, through appeals to her daughters, through a plea for the weapon's location, and then got caught lying about a bottle of cleaning spray. The same brand, the same product, found at the crime scene and found at her home. She said she didn't recognize it, didn't even know what it was, until the detective told her it was sitting on top of her washing machine. That's when the 22 years kicked in. There's also this. Earlier that day, when Devyn was first told that Jonathan had been decapitated, she didn't blink. Not a flinch, not a gasp, not a single visible reaction. Multiple detectives noted it independently, and when it comes up in the interrogation room, her answer is not the answer of someone hearing devastating news for the first time. She doesn't ask how, she doesn't ask when, she doesn't say, "Oh my God." She says it's disgusting and then immediately pivots to saying she didn't do it, in that order. The denial comes before the grief, and in 6 hours across multiple interviews, that is the only pattern that never breaks. The detectives have laid out everything they have. The GPS, the phones, the blood, the bags in the drawer, the cameras taken down the night of the murder, the missing meat cleaver, the chemicals at both locations, the hour she cannot explain, and Devyn Michaels has one answer for all of it. Her brain tingles. She blacks out. She has documentation from her doctor. She's on 20 different medications she cannot name. Her memory simply fails her sometimes, and it happened to fail her for the 1 hour and 4 minutes that everyone needs to know about.
The only thing that you don't remember is the time that you were denying that you're at the house, where 100% you were there for 1 hour and 4 minutes, running around the room.
In a panic.
That you can't explain.
I can only remember what I was there involved in. I do not remember anything else.
Okay.
Best of luck to you.
Good luck with that, because that is not going to fly. But I think we're done.
Absolutely. And your girls are definitely going to resent you because you can't even have the audacity to give them closure. Shame on you. That's terrible.
How dare you accuse me of this?
Oh, so there's some
I didn't do it!
There's some anger now, huh?
I told you from the beginning I didn't
Is
do
that
it.
how you feel against him?
No! That is not how I feel against him.
I think you're just upset that you got caught in this and.
Not
you
even
did well.
close.
No?
No.
Personally, I think that, you weren't expecting him to move into your house so soon, so you had to go over to the house
No.
and kill him at his mom's house, so you wouldn't be the suspect.
No.
No.
Jonathan's been talking about moving to my house for months.
Yeah, and you were surprised he was actually gonna follow through with it.
No, because it wasn't following through. He just moved tools and DVDs and stuff. You guys were there.
You said he moved all of his stuff.
Tools and DVDs. I didn't say he moved all of his stuff. I said he moved a whole bunch of crap.
Do you understand that it's does not sound even feasible?
Do you not understand? I didn't do it.
No, just answer my question. You explained everything except an hour and 4 minutes that after you hit him in the head, that you don't remember.
Yes, because I had nothing to do with it.
That's not answering the question.
Yes, I said yes.
So if that's not feasible to you, how would it be to a jury or the general
I
public?
didn't say it wasn't feasible to me. I didn't.
Oh, it's feasible that you remember everything except the hour and 4 minutes after you hit somebody in the head. That's what you're saying?
I didn't murder John.
You can,
I didn't chop off his head. And I can say it over and over again. And I will continue to say it.
Okay.
I've been saying that from the beginning.
well, you have to have something for the hour and 4 minutes where he was murdered, that you were in the house. That's it. But that's the only time that you don't remember.
I didn't know I was there that long.
It doesn't matter if you know if you're
But
there
that's
or
what I'm
not.
saying. I don't remember being there that long. I didn't know I left.
Okay, so is it possible you did it and you don't remember?
Yes, sir. It is very possible.
Okay.
Very possible. She says it quietly, without drama, as though she's doing a calculation out loud. And immediately, the blackout explanation is ready to go. Her brain tingles. She wakes up and doesn't remember. She's got the medical documentation. She went for an MRI. She had an EEG. She takes 20 different medications she cannot name. 20 different syllables, she says. But here's the thing about Devyn Michaels and her selective memory. It is extraordinarily precise on every single detail that does not implicate her. She remembers which gas station they stopped at and that Jonathan left his Mountain Dew sitting on the pump the first time around. She remembers the exact code he gave her for the EBT card. She remembers what the girls picked out at Burlington. She remembers putting the Jameson bottle and the pina colada in the fridge. She remembers the CVS on Cheyenne and Soaring Gulls, and she has the receipt. She remembers his black boxer briefs. Crystal clear for the entire day, right up until the 64 minutes in which Jonathan Willette was decapitated. She wasn't blacked out when she wrapped his documents in 8 layers of plastic bags and hid them in her underwear drawer. She wasn't blacked out when she drove his blood-stained phone from Palo Duro Drive to her home at 2:45 in the morning. And she wasn't blacked out the next morning when she sat in a detective's car and described a perfectly normal end to a perfectly ordinary evening. The blackout lasted exactly as long as it needed to. In September 2024, Devyn Michaels pled guilty to second-degree murder, a deal that would have made her eligible for parole after 15 years. She signed the forms. The judge ran through the standard questions. Is your plea knowing and voluntary? Have you been threatened or coerced? Are you satisfied with your attorney's advice? She said yes to every single one. And then, on July 17, 2025, as she was about to be formally sentenced, she stood up and said she could prove her innocence. She accused the state of tampering with evidence. She said she had been misled by her attorney. The trial lasted 2 weeks. In November 2025, the jury deliberated for approximately 2 hours. 2 hours. That is how long it took 12 people to decide, beyond a reasonable doubt, that Devyn Michaels had murdered the father of her children, decapitated him, poured chemicals on his body, disposed of his head, driven his blood-soaked phone to her home at 2:45 in the morning, wrapped his identification in 8 layers of plastic, and then sat in a detective's car the next day and described a perfectly ordinary end to a perfectly ordinary evening.
Mr. Foreperson, has the jury reached a verdict?
Yes.
If you could pass the verdict form to the marshal. All right, the clerk will now read the verdict into the record.
District Court, Clark County, Nevada. State of Nevada plaintiff versus Devyn Jade Michaels, a.k.a. Devyn Willette, a.k.a. Nikki Fairchild, a.k.a. Tracy Baker, a.k.a. Tracy Nicole Tavares, defendant. Case number C-23-377-239-1, Department 10. Verdict. We, the jury, in the above entitled case, find the defendant, Devyn Jade Michaels, as follows. Count 1, murder with use of a deadly weapon. Guilty of first-degree murder with use of a deadly weapon. Dated this 14th day of November, 2025, signed Aaron Gilded. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is this your verdict as read? So say you one, so say you all?
Yes.
28 years to life. The minimum she will now serve is nearly double what she would have faced under the deal she chose to walk away from. Jonathan's father is now raising those two girls. At sentencing, he said, "Her girls are going to die with the knowledge that she killed their father."